So in today's video, I'm going to be previewing Morecambe FC versus Bradford City, and then in the second part of today's video, I'm going to be bringing you guys my Game Week 4 League 2 score predictions. If you do want to enjoy, please make sure to drop a like on there for me. If you could try and hit 80 likes on today's video, that'd be massively appreciated. Subscribe if you're new as well. We are on the road to 8,000 subscribers, so please make sure you are subscribed if you haven't already with that post notification bell on. It's free to do so and it does massively help out. Drop a comment in as well down in the comment section down below. Let me know your score prediction for this match. What would your starting 11 be? Would you make any changes? We're going to be enforced into a couple due to injury and all that sort of stuff. Us and Morecambe have had a very similar start to the season so far, so fingers crossed we can pick up another 3 points after what was a pretty frustrating night on Tuesday. We can only hope that Andy Cook finds the form from last season once again, because he's in a little bit of a rough patch in front of goal despite his all-round play improving on last season, in my opinion. Patterson's on absolute flames at the moment, 3 goals in his last 3 matches, and it's also the return of Jan Songo against Bradford City, his first appearance, and obviously Derek Adams as well. I'm sure that's going to go down very well with the Bradford City fan base, but make sure to drop a like on there for me, subscribe if you're new as well, and let's get into it. Starting out then with the current Sky Bet League 2 table, my team Bradford City, we currently sit 13th in the table. After 3 games, we've got 1 win, 1 draw and 1 defeat, scoring 3 goals and conceding 3 goals, which leaves us on a 0 goal difference and 4 points. Our last couple of matches then have been a draw, a win and a loss. Them last couple of matches then been a 1-1 draw away at Stockport County, a 2-1 win at home to Colchester United, a 1-1 draw away at Accrington Stanley, winning 4-1 on penalties in the first round of the Carabao Cup, and we started out the season with a 1-0 defeat away at Crawley Town. If we compare that then to Morecambe FC, they currently sit 1 place below us in 14th. After 3 games, they've also got 1 win, 1 draw and 1 defeat. They've scored 2 goals and conceded 4 goals, which leaves them on a -2 goal difference and 4 points. Their last couple of matches then have been a draw, a loss and a win. Them last couple of matches then been a 0-0 draw at home to Notts County, a 3-0 defeat away at Mansfield Town, and 1-1 draw away at Rotherham, losing 4-2 on penalties in the first round of the Carabao Cup, and they started out their season with a 2-1 win at home to Walsall. I believe they scored a last minute win in that one. They did. Ferran Rawson scored late on in that one after Danny Johnson equalised when Adam Mayer opened up the scoring. So both sides have had a very even start to the campaign so far, very mid-table as of right now, which is good for Morecambe, not good for Bradford City. Now we're going to talk about the team though that I would go with if I was Mark Hughes. Now for me personally, I still don't think we really have the players to be playing this 3 at the back system, or if we've got the right players, they're just not getting the game time as of right now, but it looks unlikely that we're going to change to a back 4, so we're going to stick with the back 3. I've gone with the formation that we started out in pre-season, the 3-1-4-2, rather than the 3-4-3 that we have been playing recently, just to get Tyler Smith in his natural position. We'll get onto him later on, but starting out in goal, I've obviously gone with Harry Lewis. Now, it's a bit of a problem for me, Harry Lewis, because his performances so far this season have been poor. They've been very underwhelming, and in my opinion, he should have done a lot better with the goal that Stockport scored on Tuesday night. You know, he's parried it into a really, really dangerous area. I mean, he does well to originally prevent it, but you've got to be at least pushing it away, and I think we should have had a defender on Harry Lewis. I don't know why we don't. There's no one there, and the Stockport striker had a tap in, but he was flapping at a few crosses again, just dropping stupid things. First half, I didn't think he was too bad, but in that second half, I don't know what's going on with Harry Lewis at the moment, but he just doesn't seem to be playing as well as what he was last season, but he's our only real option as of right now to go in goal, so I'd stick with him in between the sticks. Into the back 3 then, at first I would go with Matty Platt. I thought he was the best out of the back 3 on Tuesday night. No mistakes from him, very solid. You know what you're going to get from Matty Platt, an average 6 or a 7 every single week, and I think in this system, you know, he does get exposed a little bit at times because of his pace, but overall, I think he's a pretty steady League 2 defender, in my opinion. In the centre, I've gone with Sam Stubbs. I don't think he was his greatest performance on Tuesday night, to be honest. You know, he got caught out a couple of times with his lack of pace. There were one point in that first half, I think Louis Barry absolutely skinned him, and that is a big problem with Sam Stubbs. If he gets 1v1 against a nippy winger or striker, 9 times out of 10 he does get skinned, which is why he has to be in the middle, because if he gets exposed in wide areas, he's going to get beaten. But apart from his pace, I do think he's a brilliant defender, so he has to stay in for me. On the left side, I've gone with Timmy Odesina once more. Now, Kelly against Colchester I thought was pretty good, but on Tuesday night again, it was back to just the same Kieran Kelly, very rash in his decision making. There were a specific slide tackle in that first half where he just got completely sent, and then Gilead had to take a stupid yellow card for it because he's just clumsy in his decision making. Sometimes he screams for a header, then just doesn't head the ball, or he'll completely mistime it, and he's so frustrating to watch. And we need some pace in the back line, and I think to get Odesina in there, which if he doesn't start this game, I don't know when Odesina will start, because Kelly's not really performed so far this season. It's clear to to every single fan inside the stadium, we need some pace in that back line. So to get Odesina in, I think he has to come in for Kieran Kelly, in my opinion, as of right now. Into that holding midfield position then, I have gone with Richie Small. I thought he was absolutely brilliant on Tuesday night against Stockport. My personal man of the match. I thought we saw a real different side to Small than what we saw from the first half of last season. We saw real leadership, quality on the ball. He was taking ownership of the play, trying to, basically dictate everything that was happening. I thought he had a really, really good performance. He set pieces this season have been absolutely brilliant. I can't think of one so far this season which hasn't been almost perfect or in the right area, and it's just a shame we're not really converting as of right now. But for me personally, Small has to start in that holding midfield position. Moving on then into that right wing back position, I have gone with Brad Halliday. Now for me personally, he's 10 times the player that Daniel Oyegoke is, 1,000 times better than him defensively, and I personally think Halliday offers more going forward. Oyegoke has not shown anything since the season has started as to why he should be starting and why we've dropped our third best player last season. I know Halliday much suits a back four better, but Oyegoke got caught out a number of times against Stockport. He gets caught out of position, offers nothing really going forward, never sprints, always just a light jog, doesn't really seem to have the confidence to take somebody on, and I now see why MK Dons fans didn't really rate Daniel Oyegoke. So for me personally, Halliday has to come into the side because Oyegoke just isn't offering enough right now to be forcing our third best player last season out of the team, and I thought from what I've seen so far of Halliday this season as well, he has always been pretty solid. Into the two central midfielders then, firstly, obviously, Alex Patterson. What a player, what a signing. 3 goals in his last 3 matches. The first player to do that for Bradford City since Romain Vincelot, that's not a striker, since Romain Vincelot in September 2017. The only other 2 players to do that were Charlie White and Andy Cook, so absolutely brilliant. What a player. Obviously great finisher as well on Tuesday night, and it's just quality on the ball. He's engine in that midfield. He's so key for us, and he's going to be one of our best players this season, no doubt about it. I think he's absolutely excellent. And partnering him, I've gone with Bobby Poynton. Now we've got a lack of options at this moment in time. Osadibe is better for the opposition than he is for Bradford City. I don't want to see Smallwood and McDonald in the same team. I think he's got to be one or the other, in my opinion. And we've not really got many other options, to be honest with you. If we're going to play this formation, I think you do bring Bobby Poynton in. He brings you energy, good quality on the ball. And I think in this position, he's a little bit, give him a bit of a freedom role. Patterson might have to drop off a little bit more, but you've got that protection in Smallwood, and obviously you've got a defensive wing back in Halliday. So I think you can have that allowance to bring Bobby Poynton in, and I think if Poynton and Osadibe were the same age, then Poynton would have got a lot more game time this season, because Osadibe is absolutely terrible, and you know what you're going to get with Poynton. He's going to give you 120%. That man does not stop running, and I think he deserves that because of our lack of options due to injuries and all that sort of stuff. I would like to see Bobby Poynton get an opportunity in that centre of midfield. And at left wing back, I've gone with Clark Edouard. Now, I mentioned it, I think it was in the last match preview, that it might have been the one for Colchester potentially. You can play more of the left winger because you've got the recovery pace in Odesina. You can actually shift then across to a back four and have Halliday drop back as a right back and just allow Edouard to get in his best positions, which is going forward. And I thought on Tuesday, very anonymous in the game. We changed formation from a 3-4-3 to more of a 5-2-1-2 after about 20 minutes, half an hour. And when Edouard was playing centrally, he didn't really offer much. I thought it was a very anonymous performance from Clark Edouard, like what we saw in pre-season. So fingers crossed he can, just put that game to one side and show what he can do in this game against Morecambe. But I would start him at left wing back, but it's more of a left midfield, left winger type role, to be honest. Into the two strikers then. At first, I've gone with Andy Cook. Now, there are a few people on social media saying he needs to be dropped down to the bench after Tuesday night's performance and misses from Andy Cook. Now, obviously, it's a good save for the penalty, and I'll never really blame someone for having a penalty saved. It's not like he missed the target. It wasn't even that bad of a penalty. I just think because the keeper's guessed the right way, and Andy Cook doesn't really change up his penalty taking direction, or he's gone that way for every single penalty for Bradford City, apart from the one away at Stevenage. So I think for me personally, Andy Cook has to stay in the team. I think the only way he gets his confidence back is by playing and scoring goals. I think we just need to back him more than ever right now. He's in a little bit of a rough patch in front of goal, but his all-round play has still been pretty decent. Got the assist for Patterson's goal as well. He just needs just one to go in off his shin, or someone kick the ball and it just hits him and goes in. That's what he needs right now. And I think once he gets that first goal, he'll be up and running for the season, and he'll just continue his form from last year and start scoring once more. And partnering him, I've gone with Tyler Smith. Now, I thought Smith worked really hard on Tuesday night, did a lot of hard running, and I'll give him a lot of credit for that, because it wasn't easy, to be honest with you. He was chasing shadows for the majority of that second half, and he really did put in a shift, so I've got to give him a lot of credit for that. And had a few half chances as well. I think if Smith gets an opportunity in front of goal, he probably will take it. He seems like a really clinical sort of player. You know, he's not afraid to take a shot on, and I do like that about Tyler Smith. And for me personally, he has to be in this starting 11. On the bench then for me, I've gone with Colin Doyle, Luke Hendrick, Kieran Kelly, Kevin McDonald, Emmanuel Sidibe, Dylan Yumbe, and Matt Derbyshire. The players unavailable for selection are Ash Taylor through that Achilles injury. Alex Gilead picked up a thigh strain against Stockport, so he's going to be out for a few weeks, which is a big shame, to be honest, because he's our only best option at the moment to play left wing back. I still don't understand why we've not signed a left wing back at the time of recording. How can we be on the 17th of August and still not have a natural left wing back in the club? It's absolutely criminal. Harry Chapman, obviously, he's going to be back about September, October time, I think, something like that. But then obviously he might have a potential ban. Jamie Walker, he's also a doubt for Saturday, according to Mike Hughes. And also Vernon Oliver's going to be out for another 5 or 6 weeks as well, which means the players missing out through selection. There's just 3 at the moment. That is Heath Richardson, Daniel Ugoke, and Liam Rydog. I don't think Liam Rydog was that bad on Tuesday, but I just still don't think he really suits this wing-back role. And when you've got Henry, you can play right wing-back and left wing-back. I don't really see a point why you put Rydog on the bench over Luke Hendry. Now we're going to get though into my Game Week 4 League 2 score predictions. Starting out then with Accrington Stanley versus Harrogate Town. I'm going to go with a 3-1 home win for Stanley. Colchester United versus MK Dons. I'm going to bag MK for a 2-0 away win. Crawley Town versus Gillingham FC. Crawley have had a really good start to the season. So have Gillingham. I think that's third versus first. I'm going to go with a 1-1 draw in that one. Crewe Alexandra versus Walsall FC. I'm going to go with a 2-1 away win for the Saddlers. Doncaster Rovers versus Notts County. I think it'll be a boring 0-0 draw. Forest Green Rovers versus Newport County. I'm going to go with a 1-1 draw. It's strongly rumoured at the moment that Troy Deeney is set to become a player coach at Forest Green Rovers, so that's absolutely crazy. Grimsby Town versus Mansfield Town. Big loss for Mansfield. Alfie Kilgore is going to be out for the season with a ruptured Achilles. That's a massive loss for the Stags, but I'm going to go with a 2-2 draw in that one. Morecambe FC versus Bradford City. I'm going to back the boys at 4-3 away win. I think Andy Cook's finally going to get back on the score sheet with a brace. Parsons going to pop up with another, and Jan Songo's going to get the goal for Morecambe. Stockport County versus Barrow AFC. I think Stockport will get their first win of the season, 2-1 in that match. Sutton United versus AFC Wimbledon. I'm going to go with a 1-1 draw. Tranmere Rovers versus Salford City. I'm going to back Salford at 4-2 away win. And finally, Wrexham AFC versus Swindon Town. I'm going to go with a 3-1 home win for Wrexham. I'm going to leave it there though for today's video. If you have enjoyed, please make sure to drop a like on there for me. If you could try to 80 likes, as I said at the start of today's video, that'd be massively appreciated. Subscribe if you're new as well. We are on the road to 8,000 subscribers, so please make sure you are subscribed. If you haven't already, with that post notification bell on, it's free to do so and it does massively help out. Get a comment in as well down in the comment section down below. Let me know what your score prediction is for this match and what would your starting 11 be? How many changes would you make? Thank you very much for watching today's video. Have a great rest of your day. The upload schedule should hopefully now be back to normal, so it should be a video out every day at 4 o'clock, obviously excluding match days. Thank you all for watching. Have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you all tomorrow for the combined 11. Peace.